There we are. I was looking for my little red
Live.
live box over in the corner.
It's live.
Make sure that we were on. Okay, everybody doing good tonight?
Yep,
Hello.
doing good. Wide awake.
Woo, excuse me. Yes, sir.
Look,
Bless you.
here's
We're fine.
here's
Thank
the
you.
thing. It's good to have those few minutes that we have before the program when we get to pray and everything and talk to our author a little bit. But today was just such a surprise. As we were talking to our author, you all are going to meet her. Our listeners are going to meet her very, very soon. But I tell you what, she shared something with us, and we just all had to smile. I tell you, I am just so excited now. I'm really, really pumped up about having an author on. This is going to be a great night, a great night, a great night. But we're going to start like we usually do. We're going to do our weekend review. We've all got um, our marching orders for that. I'm
Yes.
going to talk about the retreat. Victoria, you got the wheel and everything together for the book bundle. We're going
Wheel
to
is ready in the middle of the wheel. Wheel in the middle of the wheel.
do. Ruth is going to tell us about. I've got a story to tell.
That's
Woohoo!
right.
You
That's
ready?
Tell.
right.
And
All right,
I.
everybody.
Ready?
Time to roll and open.
All
All right.
All
Thanks,
righty.
Alan.
Thank you,
Rolling.
Alan.
You bet. Here we go.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Authors Up, your favorite place to be on Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. And let's see who we've got in with us already this evening. There is Francina Booker. Good evening to you, Francina. Glad to have you with us tonight. And Linda Cooks is with us as well. And look, I'm telling you, folks, as you're coming in, if you are somebody who is on the verge of or in the midst of an exercise journey, or you are
Come
a
on.
sports enthusiast, let me tell you, you want to share this program. Share it with somebody that you know, because we have a wonderful, wonderful author that's going to be coming in just a few minutes and sharing some of her journey and her story with us. And I tell you what, this is just become an even more fascinating
Yes.
than we intended just by talking with her for a very few minutes before the program. So be sure you share this, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Hey, Ruth, and hey, Victoria, how are you doing?
Hi.
Hello.
You
We're
good?
good. How are you?
All righty. I am good, 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 good. I'm even better now. I'm even better
All
now.
right. All right.
We're going to go ahead and get started with our weekend review. And, sometimes you just need to get away. And
Mm-hmm.
we had promised ourselves that we were going to take some time during the year for at least one, hopefully two, but at least one retreat. And we were able to do that a couple of weeks ago, last weekend. And let me tell you something, there is something about getting away and eating and sleeping. That's all you got to do.
Yes. It's almost like it never happened.
It's a good time. I'm telling you, from my perspective, it was a good time.
Yep.
The weather was great. It wasn't too
Yes.
hot. We were able to just go to the beach and get us some nice spots to just sit and relax.
Mhm.
And we did get some work done. We did get some work done. We worked on, I think Victoria actually started a project that she had been wanting to do, and she got started on that, and Ruth whipped us into shape and got our timelines straightened out so we know what we're
Sure.
doing when, and got all that together. And I did get started on or restarted on the book, Ruth. So I will be meeting my deadlines. We did create
Awesome.
some deadlines
All right.
Yeah,
that
we had some marching orders, and I've
yes,
been
we
working
did.
on my marching orders.
Yes, we did. But the good thing about it was doing but not having to do.
Mhm.
Right.
And I think that was the joy of it. It wasn't
Right.
that we were non-productive. We actually were very productive during the time that we were away. But I tell you, just to be able to get up when your eyes open, not having to
No
depend
alarm
on
clock.
the alarm, not having to think about, oh, I got to get up and do this or do that,
Yes. Yes.
whatever. Didn't have any of that, and also having traveling partners where you can say, I don't want to do that. And they can say, no problem. Right where you are. You can do nothing if you don't want to. I'm going to the beach, see when I get back, whatever we wanted to do. So it was a wonderful, wonderful time away. I felt refreshed when I
Yep.
came back, felt rested when I came back. And I look forward to the next one, which I don't know whether we'll can sneak another one in this year, but you never know. You never
I
We
know.
can
would love
try.
I
We
would
can
love it
try.
if we could in
Yes,
October.
Lord.
I'm putting it out there. Sometime in
Okay.
October.
Oh, okay. I'm
Go back
seeing
to
it.
the
I'm
beach.
seeing it. I'm seeing it. It's coming together. It's coming together for me.
And the crowd is gone, and we could just,
That's it.
yeah.
Hey, Miss
Hey,
Leah
Leah.
Fortin, good to have you with us tonight. Good to have you. Good to have you. So I wanted to bring everybody up on the retreat and what happened on the retreat. And Victoria, I'm going to shoot to you now because we were not able to do our book bundle giveaway last week.
Yes,
So
yes. I had little technical difficulties, but I've got it all fixed and ready.
see who won. And
All
what's in the book bundle? Let's tell people what's in it for those who
All
don't.
right. Wait a minute. Wait. I hit the button and but so if you hear it, never mind that because I wasn't ready. But we love giving things away, and we usually ask our authors that we have on the show to give us a book that we could give out to our listeners or and our viewers. So what we have decided to do is have a book bundle giveaway, which is once a quarter. We're going to roll this trusty wheel that I got, wheel of names, and we're going to give away 5 books and a mug, an Authors Up mug, to the lucky recipients of the wheel winner. And it's just our way of saying thank you for listening, for being with us. And we also love to get these books into your hands so you can read them. We have some wonderful authors, have had some wonderful authors on the show during the past years that we've been doing this. And so the books have accumulated, and we're in a position where we can give them away, and we're just excited about it. So let's see, turn the sound up. So for this quarter, what we have done is we look at the comments the month previous to this one, which was June. We look at people who come on the show and on Facebook make comments and interact with us. And so we put everyone's name on our wheel. And tonight these are the following names that we have. I've shuffled them around a little bit. We have Linda Cooks, Jai McDougall, Indiana Jeanette, Francina Booker, Leah Forney, Antonio Santoro, Letitia Crawford, and Angela Oliphant. They are all people that have commented on our show. So I shuffled them a little bit, and now I got everybody's names on the wheel. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna click it, and we're gonna have us a winner. Woohoo!
Who we got? Oh, Indiana Jeanette. Okay.
Oh, we got sound effects too. That's awesome.
Indiana Jeanette. So yeah, y'all on Facebook land, y'all send up some hearts for Indiana Jeanette. We will announce her a name again at the end. we will ask if she would get in touch with us, and we'll try to reach out and find her and let her know that she is our winner for this quarter's book bundle. And we'd be happy to ship that out. Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. I love it. So, Ruth, what do you have for us tonight?
All right. Well, last week we celebrated our 1 year doing internet television. You know, we shifted. We started off as radio, shifted over to video, and one of the things we talked about was telling a story. So we put a challenge out there. I've got a story to tell, and we gave you 4 topics: the best day ever, the unexpected, meet my, and lessons learned. So if you are interested in participating along with us, because we'll be all writing a piece on it, it doesn't have to be long. We'll give you out more details. Right now, we're asking you to let us know that you want to participate by next Sunday, July 17th, and we will send out the details after that. And we'll have you join us on the show and share your story. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
I like that.
Yep.
And did I hear you say that? Because I think I keep getting confused on this part. We're writing too.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
I said that.
What was you confused about?
That we're writing too.
Okay.
Hey, it's a group effort. We're not going to do anything we want others to do.
Okay.
We're not going to not do it.
Okay, you can remind me again next week.
She needs to stop.
I don't know what it is.
I was confused, but I'm not anymore.
Well, Miss Victoria,
hello.
You now have the honor.
I'm sorry, what?
Did I cut you off? Were you finished with your story part? You finished? Okay. And Victoria, you're going to have the honor of telling us a little bit about our author of
Yes, we have a wonderful author waiting in the wings tonight. And it is my responsibility to read the bio. And it is as follows. Nia Obote, I think that's right, is a Milwaukee, Wisconsin resident and an HBCU graduate of Tuskegee University. Over the years, Nia has organized and coordinated cycling and running meetups with local groups such as Black Girls Run and Black Girls Do Bike. She has been inspiring and encouraging ladies to increase their fitness by participating in marathons, duathlons, and triathlons. In 2013, Nia completed her first triathlon, which inspired her to encourage others to try the sport. Nia, swimming, biking, and running has proven to be both challenging and rewarding to her. Now, Nia is looking to inspire a younger generation and older, and to continue to encourage those new to triathlons to make it to the finish line. Well, after a brief break, we'll be back to talk with Miss Nia and discuss her book, I Am a Triathlete. Woohoo! Can't wait.
Hi.
Well, hello.
Now, Nia, how did you manage to do that?
I do not know.
Oh, no.
See what you can do to get yourself turned right side up.
Welcome.
There you
There you
go. All right. All right. Welcome to our show, Nia. We're so glad to have you.
There you are. Let's
Oh
see.
no.
Can you hear us?
Oh,
We
we
can't
can't
hear
hear you.
you. Where'd you go?
Gotta love technology.
I'm
We're-
telling you, until it don't work, right?
That's right. And that's okay.
Still
Still
can't.
can't hear you.
Still can't hear you. As with everything else, before we started the show, we could hear Nia just fine, and everything was working well. So just give us a few minutes because she's got an incredible book and just an incredible
It's a
story
beautiful
to
book.
share
Beautiful
with
book.
us tonight. So we're not going to let anything get in the way of that. Uh, I'm not sure what whether it's her connection or what is happening.
Oh,
I think
and
she's
there she goes. She'll be back in a minute.
She'll come back in, but it's a beautiful book.
in again. I really am just really excited about this book, and I was asking Ruth about what attracted her to it,
Mhm.
and other than the illustrations, which are absolutely amazing, it was the story itself. Isn't that what you said, Ruth?
Actually, it started with the subject because you don't often see that with kids' books.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can talk about being scared of the dark, going to the dentist, things like that, but there we are. Can you hear us?
I can hear you, ladies. Hi, ladies.
Oh, there you
Good.
are.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. Okay, officially, welcome to the show. We're glad we
Thank
got the kinks worked
you.
out.
Yes. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Victoria. Hey, ladies.
Hello.
Hey,
Thanks for
Andrea.
having me at Author Up.
Of course, of course. And you know
Oh,
what?
yeah, go ahead,
I
Ruth.
I had a list of questions ready, but after talking to you before the show, I almost feel like I have to throw them out because your story and this book are tied so close together. So, um,
Yes.
as a runner, I appreciate, and as Victoria was saying, sorry, as Andrea was saying, one of the things that attracted me to the book was the fact that, it's about athletics, it's about triathlete. You know, that's, as a runner, I can say it's hard enough running, getting to that place where you can even do like a 5K. So you throw swimming and biking in there, that is just a challenge, to put it mildly. So, obviously you have some knowledge about that, but then there's also a story to be told about why you
Yes.
wrote this book.
Yes.
So
Yes.
go ahead and tell us about it and then just jump in because I kind of feel like I said these two stories are interwoven together. So,
Oh, yes. Well, once again, thank you for having me, ladies. I'm
Mhm.
always humbled to talk about my story and encourage other people to get out to swim, bike, and run. So I am excited to be here for sure. Thank you for the introduction. My
Mhm.
name is Nia Boate, and I am a triathlete.
Mhm.
And like you read, in 2013, I did my first triathlon. And then I wanted to encourage my niece to get out to swim, bike, and run. And when I went to look for a book for her, I couldn't find one.
Mhm.
So I decided to write one, and it was a couple of things, right? So the statistics that show African Americans in children's books and authors,
Mhm.
those statistics are. I could
Mm.
not help but do something about that. And
Right.
so here's a topic that was near and dear to my heart. And I wanted to encourage those young and old because let me tell you, I've been doing triathlons now. It'll be 10 years next year.
Wow.
And there are 70, 80, and 90-year-olds on,
Mhm.
doing triathlons. My last triathlon that I did, there was several 70-year-olds out there also doing the triathlon. And the slowest 70-year-old came in 15 minutes after I did. Now that means there were some other 70-year-olds that were faster than me. Can you believe that? So that gives me hope as I age, because I don't think in our society we do a good job of sharing that there is life once you age, that you don't have to
Absolutely.
just sit on the couch, or you can be mobile and be fit. And
Hmm.
so my journey is really expressing my story and just really encouraging people to get out and move.
I got
That's
to
awesome.
interrupt you for a
Go
minute
ahead.
because
Okay.
you're talking about hope as you age, and you look like you're 17. I just,
Because she does
oh, is
triathlons
that
because she
what
looks so
it
good.
is? I tell you what, I'm gonna be like you when I grow up, Nita. I promise. I promise.
All right, so we are going to touch more upon the. I know Andrea and Victoria have more questions about the athlete part. Let's talk
Yeah.
about the book part because it is
Yeah.
beautiful. It is just amazing. And as I
Aw.
started reading it, what struck me was that you put it all in verse. So
Yeah.
I
Yes.
love, I had a teacher and I'll never forget this. She was always like, don't write in verse. It's too sing song. I was like,
I
whatever.
know.
But it flowed through the whole story and
Aw.
it was just beautiful. So
Aw.
tell us, how long did it take you to write it and what inspired you to put it into verse?
So it came to me originally it was a story of a grandmother and sharing her journey of being a triathlon with her grandkids. That was the original story, and
Hmm.
it was not in verse. And then I started looking for an illustrator, and they start telling me the cost of adding additional characters and
Oh,
and so I started to revise the story and edit it, and so it wasn't in verse. It was a story about a grandmother and her grandchildren, and it was long because this is my first children's book.
hmm.
And I was sitting somewhere and listening about making your intentions and what did I really want to put in this book. And I start writing the story that was clear to my heart. This young lady is really myself, my younger
Hmm.
me. The challenges that I had with swimming, the challenges that I had with cycling. And then at the end of the book, I mean, yes, it is a book about triathlons, but my real message, if you guys read it to the end, it's really about writing your own story, right? So
Hmm.
that journey of whatever you have, taking that, putting it to pen and paper, and then sharing it with the world. So that's really the bottom line at the end of the day. But I wanted to share the story about being a triathlete because I didn't see anything else out there. So that
Hmm.
kind of led me to this story and just kind of came out of my heart that way.
Right.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I think the
Yeah.
other part that struck me was how you talked about discipline. You know,
Yes.
this is a child, for lack of a better term, whether
Hmm.
she's a preteen, a teenager, or
Yes.
whatnot, she's still a child. And even a child can create or
Yes.
develop discipline because I know how much it goes into running. I can
Hmm.
imagine that you have to double and triple that training for the swimming and then the biking and all of that together. So that takes a lot of discipline. And that you can tell a child, yeah, you got to develop
Hmm.
discipline for that.
Yeah. And that discipline translate to other things, right?
Hmm.
I say that running is kind of symbolic of your life and your fears and all of that. Even like getting to the starting line is kind of symbolic of your life because most times there's a lot of fear about getting into the water. When my first
Hmm.
triathlon, you never know what's going to happen. You have all these thoughts in your head, and in life, you have similar situations, new job, new school, other things that challenge you and, you're fearful of. And I've found that when I'm prepared and I just show up to that starting line, it's never as bad as my mind anticipated. There was no Loch Ness monster at the bottom of that water, that lake. Well, girl, there was fish and turtle and all kinds of other crazy stuff. Woo! And I learned to swim as an adult.
Hmm.
So I didn't, my first triathlon, and I shared this a lot with everyone, is I did it on my back. I floated. I didn't even swim. I didn't even put my face in the water. I was too afraid. I knew that I could float on my back, and I just practiced the distance, and I just was determined that I was going to get across to the other side. And so once I did that and noticed that, hey, look, I'm still alive, y'all. Look, your girl didn't drown. And so I started taking adult swim lessons, and who knew that there were classes out here to help, help you learn and to grow. And so every year I just try to improve somewhere. And every year I've been coming back. It really is exciting for me because every year I'm just like, all right, let's see what we can improve with this year. And so it used to be my run because I started running. I started running first. Running was my fastest, and then then cycling. I started cycling, and then swimming was the worst. And now it's flip-flop because I focus so much on swimming now that I'm running less. So it's always, a challenge. What am I going to do well this year?
That's right. That's right. That's right. And next year, you could be the best cyclist in the world. So you keep that up. So, all right. One more question before I send you over to Andrea. You have a very specific audience. How have they received the book?
It's really been very welcoming. To be honest with you, I did the book as a crowdfunding. So what I did was created the book and then sent it out to the world to say, hey, I need to raise a certain amount of dollars to make this work. And I originally was going to make it $3,000, and someone came to me. It's like, that's a little low. I think you're going to do more than that. And so the goal was to raise $5,000 for the book. And at the end I raised that in the first 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
And at the end of the day, the crowdfund, it reached $16,000.
Wow.
Yes. So the main, to be honest with you, those were Black triathletes. They were very supportive of this journey because they don't have anything out there.
Right.
People who are, my age, they want to share this story. They want to see people that look like them in books, and minorities, we want to see people that look like us in books. And so it was important that I got an illustrator that didn't do like cartoony pics, right? I wanted it to be realistic. I wanted it to be something collector-ish, that really represented who we were. And so that was important for me. And so I had to scour the internet, and I found this young man who's out of Canada, and didn't know him, and first time, working with him, and he just knocked it out of the park. Yeah. Adria Mecca, shout out to you, because he just did a phenomenal job. And I did have a vision of what I wanted. I definitely wanted to, see her in the water, like that water. That was, oh my goodness, that is like the best illustration in the book to me. I love that one. But he just did a phenomenal job of bringing the story to life.
Yes, he did. And I think we all agree it is just beautiful. The verse, the illustrations, the message is just a beautiful book. And we applaud you for it. So.
Yeah, it's been doing really well.
Awesome.
So the first Black professional triathlete, female triathlete, she has, picked up the book and, expressed kind words about it.
Oh,
and then
wow.
recently, if you go to the US Triathlon website, they list my book on the website.
Oh my God. That is awesome.
Yes. So this is just a door that I think people just didn't even know that existed, that there's an interest for. And so I'm glad to be able to kind of share my story and share this message with people about, getting out there and getting fit,
That's right. That's awesome. That's awesome. Andrea?
I wanted to ask you, how long did it take you to actually write the book?
Yeah. So the process for me actually was that story. Once I kind of sat down and was like, what is the real message that I want to bring out? It was actually quite quick to write the story. And then I found an editor that just a phenomenal editor that could help me better with my meter. I was a first-time author. I'm a first-time author. And so she helped to kind of critique my meter. I'm a finance major. Spelling and grammar, I'm sorry, is not my forte. And so when you find a good editor to edit the book and still bring out that same, and some stuff I had to put my foot on, like, oh no, I want this in there. I want this represented. I want people to feel this part of it. I had to, work with her to find ways to make sure that it was included. So the real process, I would say, and my illustrator was really fast. He took 3 months and maybe 4.
Wow.
And that's really good. He was definitely fast.
Yeah.
And so, and working with him was great. And so probably within about 6 months, I would say, we had it completed. And then it was just a matter of just figuring out how we would introduce it to the world. And I actually never thought it would get as... I never thought of this possibility. You can find it online at Barnes and Noble, Target. Who knew? Like, I'm really just blown away by it. It really humbles me. The fact that I had the crowd support, the fact that, you can find it in these places that, my name is there. You Google me and I'm there.
You Googlicious.
But not only that is that the fact that now when you Google triathlete or I am a triathlete, you'll find a Black image.
Yes.
And that's powerful to me.
Yes.
And so I'm also a skier. And so I ski. And so, and I've been skiing longer than I've been doing triathlon. So my next book is a ski and snowboarding. Because when you Google out there, you can't find that either. And so, my hope is that, there will be a wave of triathlon books with, Black and brown kids, just doing it. So, when they see it in books, what can you not do but be interested and explore it? So, and I didn't know that adults like picture books too. So, hey.
Okay.
Hey.
So, Nia, this is your first book, am I correct?
Yes, it is.
Yep. It's your first book. Have you written as a poet? I'm interested in the verse part of it. So, have you written anything poetic like that? Anything in verse, rhyme? Nothing. This is the first
had not. This is the first
that you are doing this.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
I tell you what,
that's how it came out of my heart, and I just was like,
yeah. It is not an easy thing to do. Let me ask you this too about and it may be a difficult question to answer, but give me some kind of round figure if you can. But how many people participate in triathlons like the one that you're doing? Because I know that there are different ones that you can participate in, but the one that you do, how about how many people would you say?
So just like you can do a marathon, which is a longer distance, you can do a 5K, which is 3 miles, you can do a marathon, which is 26. Triathlons come in different distances as well. Mm-hmm. And so the distance that I do is called a sprint triathlon. I like them because I have a full-time job, I have a full life. And so the distance on it is a 1/2 mile swim, 12 miles biking, and a 5K. And I saw that face.
12 miles biking. Did you say 12 miles?
Yes. And let me tell you, each of you can do it. Let me tell you.
I have to learn how to swim first.
She said swim.
I'll work on that part. I'll get back to you on the
part. I can't swim and definitely cannot bike 12 miles.
I can't bike 12 seconds.
I'm going to be recording on the side. That's going to be my role.
I'm going to tell people this. If you've been to Disney World and you've walked around with your family, you've done a 5K in one day.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
You know, so you have the bit of endurance. It's just
Mhm.
about, you know, trying to get out there and practice it and put it to practice, right? Because we all have it. Your bodies, as long as you getting up in the morning, like you said, you when your eyes open, you know, you have the ability to do it. And the statistics say that the older you are as you age and you are moving, they live longer. People who
Yeah.
are out and mobile, they live longer, they have a fuller life. And so my idea is just to keep this body moving as long as I can, you know. And when you don't keep it moving, you feel it. And so that's the hard part, right? Because I know when I stop and go on vacation and sit around and try to get back up and, you know, do some running, it'll take me a little bit longer these days.
Y'all see what Christina said in the comments?
What she
Did the
say?
bike part.
I can do the bike part and the other
The
two
two in my mind. Okay.
Well, wait, look.
Christina, you got to start somewhere.
Look. Maybe we all take
They
part.
have a
So she'll
relay
do the-
option. Yes. Now they've introduced a relay option,
Oh,
and the
okay.
Olympics has now introduced a relay option.
Okay.
And I watched it this year. They had 2 men and a woman, I think, this year. And so
Really?
the thought is that even with the triathlon I'm doing in August, it's like, if that's not your strength, if swimming is not your strength, then let's pair you up with someone where swimming that is your strength. In fact, Ironman, the whole Ironman group that does the longer triathlon distances, they've been putting forth an effort to get more minorities out, you know, on the course. So back to your question, Adriana, about how many people. When it comes to minorities, there's not that many. And that's hard when you start the starting line and there's nobody that looks like you. It is difficult.
Yeah.
And especially when you're training, you know, I would go to this lake to practice, and I would be the only, you know, brown person. And then I'm not a strong swimmer on top of that. So you feel some kind of way. And then imagine all the stuff that's been going on since pandemic. You know, you're working all day. And then you get in your car and you're driving on the news and hearing all of these, you know, riots and all of this other stuff. And then you're going to the, you know, obviously when the race was up, you're going to places to practice, to swim, and no one's looking like you. And you're like, am I safe? I don't know. You know,
that's very real.
On top of the fact that you're practicing for a triathlon, right? You know, so, you know, as a Black triathlete, those are some other things that, you know, come into play. And so what I wanted to do this year was really to continue to encourage people to come out and try it. And so my thought was that as many people who are interested in it, let's do it, because the statistics show that, you know, minorities don't swim, right? You guys know those statistics, right? But it's something like 60% of Black folks don't swim, you know, let's just say that. But there are 40% that know how to swim. You know, they're doing it.
All right. Before, I just got to throw this party in. You know, do you mind telling the audience how old you are? Because we had this conversation before. And I don't mind. I'll tell you, I'm 58. Okay. And you
47.
said you started this 10 years. Okay. You said you started this 10 years ago when you were
in my 40s. Yeah, in my 40s.
Okay. So I'm gonna just say that I want you to next write a book about how old ladies started training for the triathletes, and you can use my picture because
I love your picture.
Okay.
I love it.
But okay, you wrote the book from obviously a much younger person.
Yes.
What made you decide to do a triathlon, and how did you get started? Let's just go there.
So I was running.
Okay.
I started with Black Girls running with that group. I had started. So story starts as I had a coworker who had passed away just suddenly, and I didn't really know him. I had been on a meeting with him. He was a nice guy, and so I went to his wake, and he had run the Chicago Marathon, and he had a medal. And it wasn't, they were doing like kind of a memorial. So he had pictures of him and so forth. And he had this medal. And I was like, I want a medal. It really inspired me, like to see his story that, although he had health issues, he was still running. Yeah. And so that year I decided I was going to do my first 5K, which I thought was 5 miles. So I practiced 5 miles, and it's really 3. And so I started running with, and then I connected with a tribe. So you see on Black Girls Run, which is made up of volunteers who get ladies out and moving. And I just started doing a 5K, half marathon. And then one of the ladies in that group, because what you find is when you find a tribe and somebody else is like, where are you going? What you doing? Wait, who, what? And one of the ladies had mentioned she was doing a triathlon, and it piqued my interest. Yeah. And like I said, I was comfortable in the pool doing a back float.
Okay, not even a backstroke, right?
Not even a backstroke, a back float. And so I was like, well, what's the distance? And I practiced in my pool, and I was like, I think I can do it. I think I can. But I didn't have anyone there that I knew who was doing the race or anything like that. But I was just motivated to try it. So, and then once I did and completed it, I was like, I could do better next time.
Okay.
I could do better next time. Let's figure out how we can get better. Because I had a mountain bike, and my mountain bike is about 30 pounds, and it was heavy. And now I have a really light road bike. That's a difference, So as you get more involved in things that you're interested, you find ways to be more efficient. You find ways to be healthier. You find other groups like Black Triathlete Association online, and you're watching them on Facebook, and they're doing these amazing things, and you're just like, wow, if they can do it, you know what? I think I can too. And so seeing other ladies doing in Black Girls Run and Black Girls Do Bike and Black Triathlete Association, seeing them, all of these amazing African-American and brown-skinned people doing things that, quite frankly, my parents weren't doing.
Right.
Quite frankly, my grandmama wasn't doing.
Right.
And to be honest, I did a story. My dad, he cycles with me. He'll be 70 this year. And so
she's trying to make us feel bad, y'all.
I'm telling y'all. He has an electric bike too. Hey, by the way, for those of you that need a little assistance, so he and I did a cycle. We do these cyclecation bike vacations together, and we did the Montgomery to Selma. I think that's right. It's you cycle the same route that the marchers took.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And we did that together. And I wrote this piece about the fact that if you think about in his day, he never would have been able to cycle with his dad in that same route.
Right. That's powerful.
He never would have been able to do that. And the fact that he and I was able to do that in this year and time just gave me more hope that, hey, there's anything that is possible. And I self-published my book. So let me go there. Because I didn't have any big major publishers behind me, right. I was the person picking the illustrator, doing the marketing, all of that stuff. And so self-publishing is just a whole nother beast and a whole nother world. Y'all should have told me. Somebody should have told me.
It is. It is.
But I tell people now, I say, hey, the ability now for you to write your own story is so easy now. You don't have people in your way that can stop you. If you have a story to tell now, you can self-publish it, load it up to Amazon, and sell your books.
Come on now.
So there's no reason now that our stories cannot be heard, and there's no reason that people need to hold back. Just get it done, y'all. You can put it to paper. Look, put it to paper.
Put the pen to paper.
My poets.
You are truly, Nia. You are truly what our show is all about. You embody what Authors Up wants to do. in that we love to have people come on who are just doing the darn thing, and who are not afraid to tell their stories. And we love that you're able to come on here and share your story. And so your story goes, like I said, beyond the book, because
Yeah.
it's not just about the story, which it is a beautiful book, guys, and you got to get the book. You will enjoy it. Your grandchildren will enjoy it. Put it on your shelves. I plan to get a copy, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful book. So get the book. That's my say.
Yes.
Well, Nia,
Well-
I tell you what we are. Were you getting ready to say something, Ruth?
No. Nia was.
No. Yep,
Go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say, this has sparked me to do a series. So I just mentioned to you about skiing and snowboard, but I have now in the works illustrators working on a hockey book. I have an illustrator working on a fencing book. These are elements when you Google, you can't find, and it just breaks my heart, because why? You know, there should be a book about Black and brown people in every topic.
Right.
Because when we get out there, we excel and we exceed. So come on, y'all.
All right.
Well, I tell you what, Nia, you have really put the challenge out there for us. And if we were looking for inspiration and motivation, you are both those things, man.
Yes.
You have inspired us to really understand that, look, if it is out there, it's out there for you to do.
That's right.
Yes.
And that includes me.
You can work it.
Yes, Ruth.
That includes all of us. So.
You can whatever. The fact that your dad is biking with you, the fact that you started only 10 years ago. I have a friend, and she's conquering her fear of water or whatever, and she's been taking adult swimming classes, and I can't wait for her to hear your story and hear this. For you to be out there training and couldn't even swim, but being determined, being courageous, getting past your fears, and just seeing what's on the other side, and being willing to go for it. And I tell you, that is an amazing story in and of itself. So I thank you so much for being with us. Ruth, you hit it out of the park again. Ruth selects our authors and our books.
Awesome book.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah, you have been an absolutely amazing, fun guest. You made us put our thinking caps on. Haven't quite made me put those running shoes on.
We're working on that.
We're working on them.
That's a good thing. So thank you so much for being with us. And if you just hang out in the green room for a little bit after the show is over, so we can say some things to you. Victoria or Ruth, did either of you have any final words? Or Nia, if you have any final words for our listeners before we go?
I would say that I'd love to donate a book to give for your quarterly. I'd love to do it to inspire. I'd love to do it. So let's do that. And if anyone wants to follow my story of new books, you can join my newsletter at niatheauthor.com.
All right. Thank you.
And I tell you what, your space is available for your next book in your series. So as soon as you are turning them out, just put authors up on your calendar, because as soon as
we'll
you're coming back. You're gonna be telling us all.
And don't forget the one about the old lady.
Wait. So I didn't do the book with the grandma. So the ski and snowboard book is with the grandma.
All right.
We'll be waiting. We will be waiting. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for listening, for viewing. Those of you in other countries who are coming in and enjoying Authors Up, we thank you as well for being with us. This is a delightful time for us. 7:00 on Sunday evenings has become really the place to be, because you never know what's going to happen on Authors Up. Thank you all so much for being with us. Be back here next week. We got more. We got exciting things coming up, and you don't look, you don't sleep on this. You don't want to miss
That's
it.
it.
I'm telling you. Happening here on Authors Up. So come back and visit with us next week at 7 p.m. Until then, have a great week. Nia, thank you so much. And everybody, have a wonderful week. See you right back here next Sunday at 7 p.m. Oh, and on Saturday at 7 p.m., we're going to do a replay of this show. So if you missed it today, you will have a chance to come back to ALH Broadcasting and you can see the replay at 7 p.m. on Saturday. That's it. That's it. Thank you, everybody. God bless, and we'll see you soon.